And now I'm going to turn it over to Heidi to present our guest speaker.
Okay, so I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker, Dave Giordano. We have been really blessed to get to know both Dave and Angela on our Rotary Club of Orlando Foundation board, and working with them to get the accelerated skills training off and running. At least it's already off and running on their end, but to give our support behind what the good things are doing. So let me tell you about Dave. He's a senior director of recruiting and job placement for the accelerated skills training programs at Valencia College. He and his team are responsible for going out into the community to do outreach and recruiting toward individuals who are looking for skills training that lead into new careers. Additionally, Dave works with all community partners to help provide services and opportunities for individuals in the greater Orlando area. Utilizing a case management approach, Dave and his team work with each person to help them determine the right career pathway that will allow personal growth and financial stability. Oh, they work with each person. I read that incorrectly. Sorry about that. But I think you're going to find when you hear from Dave of his passion for this program, his one-on-one communication with these wonderful students. He's married to Diane, has 2 adult daughters. Dave received his bachelor's in business administration management from James Madison University in Virginia. So with that, Dave, please come up and tell us about the program. Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. It's a real pleasure to be here. I'm Dave Giordano, like Heidi said. I'm with Valencia College. I've been with the college about 4 years doing just accelerated skills training. So I have a lot to share with you. Nice to see Captain Ken. We've worked together quite a bit in the past. And for anybody else that wants to work directly with us, we are all about that, and that's partnership. So really looking forward to sharing with you. I'm not going to bore you with a lot of slides, okay? But I am going to show you some pictures and some other things that I think are going to be intriguing for all of you. So everything we do is about our students, everything. So the only reason we exist for Valencia College is because of helping others to get education and skills and whatnot. It's all about our students. And these are all of our students right now. Every picture I'm going to show you is not a stock photo. These are our students that we have worked with. Short and sweet, we offer a lot of different things, and we call these options for students, whether you want an AA, an AS, a BS, a BAS, or an accelerated skills training program. And that's what we're going to focus on today. Our accelerated skills training programs are actually born from our past president, Sandy Sugar. Sandy had noticed that there was a lot of void that was out there in terms of skills training. And that was because a lot of the populations that were doing these jobs were retiring. So if you think about your power linemen, a lot of those power line workers are aging out. So who's going to fix the lines? Who's going to fix the different technical parts that are there for power? Who's going to do it if we don't have people who are learning it and then being transferred that knowledge for people who are currently doing it? So when Sandy Sugar saw that, he said, you know, we need to do something about this. So he found some money, a couple grants, and put what we first had was our manufacturing programs. We basically did them very, very skeleton. And now we've grown. We've done over 2,500 different students, 19 programs. Our completion rate is very strong. Our placement rate is very strong. And we're now in 5 locations and more across Orlando. So the growth has been just terrific. So what's an AST program? Short and sweet, it's fast, anywhere from 4 to 28 weeks. It's hands-on. So you do some slides maybe, or some book work for a couple hours in the morning. Then you go out there in the bay and you do it. You can't be a welder unless you weld. You can't be a heavy equipment operator unless you're actually doing it. So by the time a student gets out of one of these programs, they've done the work. They're not an expert, but they've done the work. So if they're going to drive a forklift, they can go to Martin Brower, who, by the way, stocks all of the McDonald's around this area. And they can tell Martin Brower, yes, I've done that kind of forklift and I can do that kind of work. And I'm confident I can learn what you need me to do. Nationally recognized certifications come with every one of the programs. That's a staple. And those are recognized again nationally, so you can take them anywhere. Strong partnerships with industry. I'm going to show you one of our partnerships today, and one of the examples I'm going to show you of where we develop the program with industry, put the curriculum together, get an expert that's going to teach it, run the program, and then produce students afterward that are in line with what the industry needs and wants. Cohorts are small, anywhere from 10 to 15 students. Why? Number one, safety. Want to make sure everybody is safe because this is the first time they've been doing some of these skills. Number two, attention. Give them that individual attention, right? So if they're doing it well, we can say, hey, great job, encourage them, increase confidence. If they're not, we can stop them, teach them the right way, make sure they're not going to be getting themselves in an unsafe place. And then again, our classrooms are like that, literally are, you know, what the job is exactly what the classroom is. So if we're doing power line, you're going to see a bunch of power poles and a bunch of transformers, and you're going to see them out there in the woods basically doing that. It's quite amazing. I'm not going to go through all the programs, but this is the mix of programs. So we're in the sectors of advanced manufacturing and construction. Again, these are our students, and you can see all the different offerings that are there. And again, average is about 10 to 12 weeks from start to finish. Another set of programs as well. I'll highlight the one in the middle, which is the truck. Valencia College owns 9 semis now. Kind of strange. It was very interesting to figure out how to actually get a truck purchased by a college. We figured it out. We have 9 of them now. They are wrapped like this, so you might see them up and down I-4 because we do CDL training. We do it very, very reasonably, and we do it in 4 weeks or 6 weeks, depending on a day or night course, right? The number one thing that people are looking for right now in transportation are truck drivers. They cannot get enough truck drivers right now. So we are placing and moving people through that program very quickly. Distribution is also a very hot area as well, like I said before. And we do medical programs, which are growing. Advent Health, Orlando Health, very strong partners amongst others. So why am I here, right? So the intent of the foundation grant that we were awarded was to help support students that wanted to take these programs but just couldn't get the money to do it, right? We're very fortunate in Valencia that we have people in organizations such as the Orlando Rotary, because we could not help students without it. It is vital that we get funding so that we can run these programs. You know, we don't make money on these programs. We aim to break even. And that includes books and consumables and everything else that goes in the program. So when a student takes our program, the program cost is the program cost. There's no add-ons, nothing like that. The goal was to try and do 10 students or more, right? Funding you can see there. And again, that's in addition to what the club has already done on the credit side, right? And I understand there might be some more happening on the credit side very soon as well. So the partnership started there, and then it expanded into the accelerated skills training programs just recently. I won't read all of these to you, it's kind of small, but these are actual statements from our students. We ask all of our students to give us a statement. Why do you need the money? What's your situation, right? And I love the one in the middle. I'm a young man. I'm trying to change my life and do better for my child and my family, and also better myself. When I read these things, and I get choked up anyway, you know, I have 2 daughters, right? So I get choked up a lot about different things. But when I read these things and I see the situations a lot of these students are in, right? They want a chance, they want to better themselves, and they don't know how to do it. They don't have the resources to do it. We do, you do. So what's beautiful about this is that we see this need, we can help people. And it's just awesome. So you want to know results, right? So what do I have for you today? And this is the fun part for me, right? So I talk to the foundation and I say, hey, we can do this and we can make a difference and all the rest of it, right? And when you give money, I give money, I like to know, hey, what happened afterward, right? Got good news for you. All right. So first of all, growth and change can happen very, very quickly, right? I'm a gardener. I don't buy my plants. I start my plants, right? They are very, 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 very small when they first go in, right? But growth and change can happen very, very quickly. And in a matter of 10 to 12 weeks, you get a product. Guess what? I'm picking tomatoes now. It's beautiful, right? That's the philosophy that we have. We start people with absolutely no skill in this area, and we grow them over time, and then we produce a product, right, of confidence, where they're a good team player, they're a good person, they know how to relate with other people, they have a resume, we teach them financial responsibility. We do all these things in collaboration with other organizations, and we also do it in-house. So these are the recipients. I can't name their names per se, but I gave you their initials. These are the students that were funded. So we have 3 that were commercial truck driving, and then the rest, the other 6 were residential commercial electrician. That's a brand new program. We had not run it before, and it's in conjunction with Strata Electric. I don't know if anybody knows Strata Electric. They're in many states, and they were very, very interested in partnering with us. So again, first result, they graduated. Hooray. So all of them graduated, which is great. Now I want you to notice the date on my electricians. That's really important. May 12th is a very important date. That was a week ago, right? Okay. Look how many are employed. Strata Electric picked up 4 of them. One of them's going to go into continuing education, and the other one's working for Sparky's Electric. What's also really neat about this is just these 9 students. Okay, and I was saying this before, I can pull lots of really good data now because of the way our systems are. This is just for the 9 students that were sponsored and funded here. Average age was 39 years old. So these aren't for people coming out of high school and that's it. This is for anybody that wants to do a job change, wants to learn and earn. And basically that's what this is going to help do. Average range, or the age range, was 20 to 57. And I love that number. Average wage, $16.50 and actually 90 cents. And that will be higher, and I'll tell you why in just a second. So that's our first graduating class of electricians. We start small for the first one, okay? The majority of them were funded in part by the grant. And so you can see, this is graduation day, actually. You can see what they're doing there is they just finished bending conduit, which is an art to do. You think it's really easy to bend pipe, it's not, right? So they teach them how to do it right. But what's really cool here is those are the 4 students that are now working for Strata Electric, and they started on Monday the 16th. They graduated on the 12th, they went to work on Monday, which is unbelievable. This happens all the time, right? You changed 9 people's lives, and 4 of them are working for Strata Electric right now. Remember I said that the average is $16.90. They're actually in an apprenticeship program right now. When they're done with that, they're going to make $22 an hour out the gate. So you're talking about changing people's lives and their trajectory. That's exactly what this is. Again, I'd like to show you graduating classes. These are some of our graduates from commercial truck driving. We are going to expand that program because it's blowing up. We are also going to add, believe it or not, bus driving, right? And I'm looking at all the buses going by every year. They need us. We actually are doing Disney bus drivers right now. Disney actually contracted us to do that. And so we are doing their bus drivers right now because of COVID. They could only have busfuls of people. So now they're short with bus drivers. So we're going to be doing that very soon as well. We react to the market. Market needs it. We look and see if we can do it. We do it and do it quickly, get it up and running and start serving the marketplace. So I want to give you a thank you. Really good, nice thank you. No, actually, I want to give you a big thank you. Okay. All right. So you get a big thank you. But you know, a thank you for me is really great. Thank you from Angela is really great. But what I want to do is give you another thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for making my dreams a reality.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for making our dreams a reality.
Thank you for making my dreams a reality.
Thank you for making my dreams a reality.
Thank you.
The last 2, actually, one of them was in a shelter. His fiance and daughter were also in a shelter. He befriended somebody in the class. That person picked him up every day. They didn't know each other before, took him to class, took him back to the shelter, right? Where he had to be by himself because you can't be on, the same side of the shelter. He made it through the class. He is now working for Lincoln Properties. He is in an apartment. He has a reduced rent and he's getting $20 an hour. Isn't that amazing? One of the other gentlemen, my last example, he actually was saying thank you, and he is now the new instructor for residential apartment maintenance, which is the kind of, I call handyman program on steroids. But it's for fixing everything you could possibly think of in an apartment. He is now our instructor, and we offered him the job about 2 weeks ago, and he actually broke down and started crying because he is now an instructor. He is phenomenal. So we love to see those things. We are all over Orlando is my last message, right? We give a Lynx bus pass to everybody who takes a class. We want to remove all barriers, every barrier that we possibly can, whether it's transportation. We're working with, whether it's Career Source, Salvation Army. We are always working to try and help people, whether it's housing, whether it's transportation, whether it's childcare. And there are a lot of other programs that the counties and cities are doing. Captain Ken just mentioned one that's happening with housing in Osceola County. Osceola County, I don't know if you know this, they just awarded students through Osceola Prosper. Any graduating senior can go to Valencia or OTEC, and they can take a 2-year program, an AST program, and no cost to them. Unbelievable. So counties and organizations, agencies are changing what's happening now to help educate and train people, and organizations are partnering there. The city of Orlando will launch a program called the RISE program. That program is going to basically help people that are in programs like this and give them a stipend for the week for sustainability. So they can take these programs for 10 weeks or 12 weeks and have a little bit of money to come in, and maybe to help with childcare, maybe to help with gas. Not going to help as much as it did in the past with gas, but these programs are out there, and we are partnering with every one of them. So I cannot thank you enough for your partnership. I cannot thank you enough. And the one thing I said early on is, if you invest in our students, we will return to you. And I hope that that's been seen today, and I hope we can do more in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave, for your presentation. Can you give us a range of what the tuition is in the various programs? And then also, do you have a plan to follow up with the graduates at a later date down the road, maybe 1, 2, 3 years, to see where the program is?
Great question. So the range in terms of tuition is $3,600 is the lowest. $3,600 is the lowest, and the highest is our power line tech, which is about $12,000. But that includes power line and includes CDL. So they get the commercial truck driving. So basically they're getting 2 programs in one. And the reason why is, if you want to be a power lineman, you have to be able to drive the truck. If you can't drive the truck, you're not going to get hired. So what we've done is we've figured out, like, what do I need to do and offer so that that student can be successful the day that they graduate. So what we did is we took those 2 programs, put them together for those students. Instead of 4 days a week, they run 5 days a week, and they do it for 15 weeks. So between all the different, whether it's federal, state, workforce money that's out there through like Career Source and Community Action, through the wonderful foundation that we have at Valencia, and gifts like and donations that we get from organizations like yours, we're able to help 94% of our students actually receive some kind of help from us in one way or the other. And when I say us, one of our partners as well. So even though the tuition is there, again, it's a break even is what we're looking to do, right? So most of our students don't pay. And then follow up. Yes, we do follow up. Now, we can't follow up with everybody because unfortunately, sometimes the students decide, well, just like when I graduated from college, about a month later, I was an alumni, but I never went back, right? If they called me, I'm like, they want money. I'm not going to, whatever. So they act like they don't know you, so to speak, right? But we do get a lot of students that will just ping us and say, look at me now. We see them on LinkedIn and we answer them all the time. So we don't have as much of a follow-up as I would like to have, quite frankly, there's just so many students, and we focus so heavily on when they're there and getting on the job. They're getting a job.
I sit on a lot of boards and agencies in this community that I get to see and hear major, massive problems that we're facing with housing, and a new class of homelessness about to emerge in the next coming months. Trust me. And this Georgia boy, if I was going to leave the Salvation Army and stay in Florida, this is where I want to hook my wagon, because this is absolutely the #1 program in Central Florida that will turn us around.
Thank you.
Anyway, you talked about how programs are available to individuals. How do you motivate them? And I hate to admit to you, but the girls are sure more quicker than they are, because girls my daughter went to Emory on scholarship, with graduating on one of the classes in the program, the MBA program. My son, he said she's smart enough programs. How do you get them motivated? How do you, and I think Bill, he said, I do take baseball
Well, I'll first, we don't.
When he's not in jail, for drugs, he's doing it.
So we won't inflict any pain on anybody to do a program, first of all, okay? So no baseball bats. But here's what we do. All right, this is the short and sweet what the process is. When we go out and do outreach and recruitment, my recruiters, myself, we talk to everybody and ask them basic questions like, what's stopping you from doing these things? What's stopping you? What do you need? Is it money? Is it this? What it is, right? And we let them know, look, a lot of these things you're talking about, we can take care of that. We can work with you. No cost application, fill it out. My recruiter will contact you. We'll bring you in. You can see what we do. We do tours all the time. It's wonderful. And from there, we do case management basically, right? We're not case managers, but we have a style that we'll walk with them. We'll talk with them. I have recruiters that will spend an hour with a student. We will not pressure anybody to take the class. Okay, we will not say, we will not fill a class to fill a class. By the time we're done, there's really no reason why they can't do it, or at least we hope, right? Once they get in the classroom, we have them, okay? They are part of our family. We run it like a business. We treat them like it's a job. If they're late, we let them know it. If they're consistently late, they come see me, okay? If they're not being a good employee, so to speak, and working correctly in a team, we let them know it, right? So we hold them to standards, absolutely. We have to do that because what we want to do is give Strata Electric good employees. The minute I stop doing that is the minute Strata Electric says thank you, but no thank you, right? They have to be solid citizens when they're done. The biggest trick for anybody in here, if you have anybody that you know could do it, is get them to us. That's our #1 barrier right now. Funding is always there too, right? But we're doing really well there because we have a lot of partners. Get them to us, we'll help them, right? And my daughters would agree with you, by the way, that, girls mature faster.
What is your limiter? Is it strictly funding? How big should you cut?
So funding is always always there, right? I can tell you the biggest thing is finding people that want to do it, can do it. If you're looking at 10 to 12 weeks, 4 days a week, it means how do you sustain, right? While you're doing that, you have to have family support. You have to have some support. If you don't have that, how do you sustain yourself for that period of time, right? That's probably my #1 is getting people and then finding a way to get them that they can do it. When we get more people, we will put more classes that will be easier for them to attend. They'll be a little longer, but we'll do nights and weekends, for instance, right? So we're going to add some more flexibility in there. Funding, like I said, there's a lot of funding out there right now in different ways. Again, counties are stepping up, cities are stepping up, et cetera. in organizations. So we need people that want to do it. It's interesting. We had an apartment maintenance class, that or residential maintenance technician class that graduated. I had 12 students in the class, and I had 19 companies that wanted them. The demand is there. The employers need people, and you're not gonna walk around and find a welder just walking around, right? I mean, they just don't exist, right? Truck drivers, they have to have the CDL license, right? We get it done. We get it done correctly, and we do it fast. And again, we're not the only ones that do this, right? But for the short term that we're doing it, we're doing. I personally think we're just doing a super job with it because we're including so much in there. And I'll tell you, come by and see us. Come by and see it. It's especially the one on WD Judge right over here. It is an amazing facility. It is absolutely. You'll be wowed by what's being built there and what's being done there. Yes, sir.
I'm retired. I've been at this for 50 years. I would be we have this program like that. Say someone like me is retired, they help you decide.
I can answer that. We do not have an accelerated. We do not have an accelerated program for paralegals. The one is a very robust paralegal AS3, one of our 100 workforce programs that we have. I'd be happy to talk to you more information about paralegals.
Well, thank you so much. I'm pretty paralegal. There's a thing on maybe on the Western House for good legal secretary. You know, I'm not put down paralegals, but you don't have to necessarily have letters.
So based on the need of the Central Florida area, that's how we kind of decide. So we're going to launch actually in August a new program that's the Community Association Manager. We call them CAM, because all these homeowner association management companies, right? They're looking for people that know how to do this work, and they're just not out there right now. So what we'll do, we potentially will look at something like that. And it's really by suggestion by the industry. Industry comes to us. Strata came to us and said, please do an electrical program. We'll take them after 12 weeks and we'll take it from there. But do that so that I know they're safe and I know they're credentialed and I know they're serious. A lot of the companies want that. If they do 12 weeks with us, now I know you're serious. And you're not going to walk away when you're in the first, hot day of the summer and you're, I don't want to do this, right? No, we've already put them with, 12 weeks of hot days in the summer. Right? We've already done it. So if you don't like it by then, that's what you signed up for. You're going to know it, right? Yes, sir.
As your name indicates, one of the finest oranges that are grown in this area. Does your school offer anything in the field of agriculture?
On the credit side, yes. Not for accelerated skills, no. I will say this about accelerated skills. We will grow as fast as the market needs us to. That's the interesting thing about it. Literally, I can set up a program in about 8 weeks, maybe even quicker than that, right? I can also flip a program, meaning if somebody said, I need pipe welding to be included, right? We can add that section in a matter of a couple of weeks because we have the resources, but we also have the equipment. We were very fortunate through some of the CARES money that's been out there that we were able to get state-of-the-art equipment. We have probably one of the only 5-axis CNC machines, which is computer numeric control, which makes like machining parts. We have probably, we may be one of the only ones that actually trains on a 5-axis machine right now. And we were able to get that through some of the grants that are out there to upskill people, right? So we have companies that will send people that are CNC machinists now, they'll send them to us to upskill, right? It's also for retention. A lot of companies right now are trying to find ways to keep their people, right? Well, again, if they give them scholarship money or tuition money, well, that's going to take them time while they're working, right? So you're seeing Amazon Choice do that. You're seeing Disney and Disney Aspire do that. You're seeing Orlando Health just signed an agreement with that. Goodwill just did a really good agreement as well, where they're allowing students to get not tuition reimbursement, they're actually getting it paid for directly, so they don't have to come out of pocket with it.
Dave, thank you for being here and thank you for what you're doing over there. It's really very impressive. Thank you so much.
Thank you.